Hello, everybody. This is your old pal Joe, and welcome to the Owens 63 YouTube channel. My name is Joe Owens. I am a lifetime learner, solutions architect, Scrum Master, and a product owner. I hold certifications as a product owner, a Scrum Master, and a Safe Six practitioner. I also hold architectural certifications in AWS and Microsoft Azure. I am passionate about Agile, artificial intelligence, data science, and generative AI. Today we'll be reviewing Azure Boards. Here's the agenda for the video. First, we're going to go through and set up the project and the users. Then we'll be creating and managing work items, including epics, features, and user stories. We'll be tagging and organizing that work. We'll do sprint planning. We'll do some prioritization for the work, reviewing queries, be visualizing delivery plans, and we will be tracking the process. So let's go ahead and start by setting up the project.
So let's get started. You can see that I have already created DevOps organization, which is called Owens 63. I have a previous project here that I've been working on. So we're going to go ahead and go right hand side and click. This project is going to be called Westview App Deployment. The description blank for now. We have two options for visibility. You have a public and a private. Private obviously is only one inside the environment. We're going to click the advanced button. Our version control is set to Git, which is fine. That's what we want. The work item process is a very important step. Click this down arrow. See that there are several different options that you have here. So depending on how you want to manage your project, this is what you would choose. In this instance, we are going to choose Scrum. And I'm going to hit create. It'll go through the process and start creating the project. And our project has been created. Go to the bottom left-hand corner and we're going to hit project settings. See there that we have our name is carried over, our process is set to Scrum. On the left-hand side here, we're going to go underneath boards and we're going to click project configuration. You can see that it's already established our sprints. It's given us 6 of them. Go ahead and set the dates on these sprints. Sprint 1, and we're going to set a date for start next Thursday. Then we'll end 10 days later. We have a 10-day sprint. Cool thing on this is that if we go through and start selecting dates for the others, it should pick that up automatically. See, it does right there. And then it automatically adds in the next 10 working days. But we can go through and set these up pretty quickly. This one should say the 21st. We got us work set up pretty much through the things to look at. If we go back and look at our sprint, you're going to see a field on here for location, and we're going to leave that at the Westview mobile application development. Of course, that's the only option that we have. You'll see location and areas sprinkled throughout this demonstration. Those are much more advanced topics. We're just going to do kind of a high level, easy to follow here. And I'll be doing other videos that will discuss how to create a hierarchy of teams and have them use a single backlog that can give you a single view, other features like that. But right now, we're just going to leave it nice and simple. The team configurations have several options here as well. Here, backlog navigation levels. I'm going to add epics so that they can see them in a little broader view. Our working days, which is Monday through Friday. Then down here, working with bugs. You'll need to have a discussion with how to work bugs. Ones that I found most successful is where bugs are managed within a task. In the bottom left-hand corner, you can see this little right arrow, double right arrow. If you click on that, it gives you a better view. Let's add some team members to the team. We're going to click Teams. We're going to click here into the lab development team. You can see that I'm already here. I created a team, so I am the admin. Click the add button. We'll add some people. Back, Sam, App, So let's create some new work items. Go up here to work items. See that? We're going to close this down at the bottom by hitting the left arrow so we get a little more real estate. And we're going to add a new work item. It's going to ask us what type. Say epic. Tried to be a little bit efficient here and have my epics and everything planned out. So give me a second. The name of this epic is going to be develop new mobile app for customer. Description. Acceptance criteria already planned. And note that it has up text formatting. Bold, let's take that off. Priority, we're going to make number one. Leave effort blank. Say the business value 100. Time criticality on a scale of 1 to 10. The value area is set to business and not that at the blank. Hit save. And we're going to go click up here, back to work items. Create a feature. So this feature is going to be front end work. Description in there. Acceptance criteria. Priority is high. We're going to do a priority. Business value 100. That and criticality, I'm going to say is 8. And business value area, or the value area, is still business. Now, I want to make sure that the feature is linked to the epic. To do that, we go here. It says add a link to existing work item as a parent. See here the link is parent, work item type, we'll click down. It will show us. Click over here to the right hand side, hit save. And then back at the top, I'm going to create a second feature. I'm not going to bore you with its creation. It's basically the same way. So I will fast forward through this. And we're back. I've added 2 features. One's for the back end and the other front end. Now we're going to create work items. Here, I'll add product backlog on. People that maybe have worked in other tools, some through story, just can call it variety of things. So backlog item in DevOps, Azure DevOps. I'm going to set the priority on this one to high. Effort, I am going to an 8-point effort, just put the business value set. And now I need to link this with front end and add. Let's connect that work item. So I'm going to create a few more here. Going back to carry a couple of areas that need to briefly discuss and make sure everybody knows that there's options available. When you are setting this up completely, you'll have repos that you'll want to be able to connect to these user stories. And you would do that here. I don't have one set up. I'm not going to do that. The big thing is the use of tags. Tags are a great way for us to be able to query. In this instance, I'm going to create a tag on this one because it is a front end. I'll create a tag of front end and set it to that. We can put anything in here we want. There's already a suggestion here for front end. That in there. And that's the only tag we're going to use. Save. Before we move on, went through that kind of fast. And we should talk about some of the fields that are available, work items. Some of these fields are, for instance, is priorities. Priority set to 1, 2, or 3, with 1 being the highest. You can put this at whatever you want. But when you're doing your sprint planning and you're doing program increment planning, setting priority like this makes it easier when going back and doing backlog grooming as to which ones are most important. Effort is the same thing as pointing. So you're using the Fibonacci scale here. Business value reflects the impact you have on the business. higher the value, the higher the priority. Usually use a scale from 0 to 100, which 0 being least value and 1 most value. So this one here, we're saying 75. We're saying this is pretty important. It's not the absolute. And then the value areas, there's only two available here, which is business and architecture. When setting this, it depends on whether it impacts user-facing features or internal. If it's something that's going to affect the end user, then you would set this at business, or if it's going to be something that's just on the back end that they won't notice, set this at architectural. And since this is a backlog item here, I really should have this set at architectural. Save that, do some views, and this is our board. We've got new, approved, edited, and done. See that we have 4 stories created. Let's do some planning that in the backlog view. We should assign some people to this. Go in here on this area right here. This is front end, so I'm going to Kitty. Next one's another front end. That one, app. This is a back end. That one. This is another backlog. That one. Back. So at this point, Epic have our features, backlog items, assign them. Look at our boards. You can also see here that the tags are in these views. See what's back end, surge in, front end. We'll be able to do queries on that later. Now we're going to assign items to sprints. Katie's got to get this done. The iteration, clicked on area as the app development. Katie's going to get this one done. Sprint. Some planning here. Down, and Katie said, app said he is done. Second sprint. Back to the iteration. Sam said he'll get his done first sprint. Zach said it's done. Zach said he would get his done second sprint. We're back in boards view. Let's take a look at some of the options that are available here. Just give you a guided tour. If you have more than one area, it would be available here. You can switch your view to an Epic view, feature view. You click on this button up at the top right-hand corner. It says View Backlog. And it's the same view that we look at when we. There are multiple ways to get to the same resources that you need. Let's take a look at queries. Down here to the bottom, click on our double right arrow, see queries. We don't have any queries, so let's create a new one. We'll do a query by, first we'll do a query by assigned. Our operators here, we're going to say equal to, and here it'll give you a drop down with people. So we're not going to add any other query types here. I'm just going to say run. There we go. That's all the work assigned to Zachary. Save it. Back. Let's talk about delivery plans. Let's create a plan. Delivery plan does for us is it allows us to visualize work across multiple team sprints. Helps us coordinate releases and manage these. Create delivery plan, add the team or the backlog items that you want to track. The description blank for right now. The project is West View. Team is going to be West View. Backlog is going to items. You can see that it gives you a view of the items in the sprints that are going to be due and when they're. This helps, especially with the C-suite people, to be able to see visually where you're at. And let's go into
analytics. We're going to talk about tracking, progress, and reporting. Down here at the bottom, you'll see analytic views. When you click on that, see some canned reports. Not a lot to show. You do have the options to create your own. Notice that this is all meant to be RBI report. It's a little beyond the scope of this. Just know that they're there. I will be covering it at a later time. Okay, that covers everything. What we did was set up project and the users. We created and managed work items, epics, features, and user stories. We tagged and organized our work. We did sprint planning, prioritized. We talked about progress and reporting. This was meant to be an introductory level into Azure DevOps Boards. If you're looking to just get started, I hope this was able to do that for you. Well, that finishes it all up for now. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I know it may seem a little bit amateurish. This is, I think, my fourth video on this channel and the fourth one I've ever created. So I am trying to get better as I go along, and I appreciate your patience. But again, I hope that you can find some value on this. You can contact me just about everywhere. You can see on the screen, there's all the different social media stuff that I belong to. And I would encourage you especially to reach out to me on our LinkedIn. I'd love to be able to talk with you, have any kind of conversations. If you have any kind of questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I will be working on some other videos here shortly. Hopefully you'll be around to watch them. So until then, this is your old pal Joe saying goodbye.